This is Yunnan Paiyao. This is some of the most effective cut medicine that you can have at home, and I highly recommend that you keep several vials in your medicine cabinet, in your workshop, or in your clinic. It always comes in handy. It stops bleeding, but it also increases blood flow in a very healthy way, so that not only can it stop the bleeding of a cut or an abrasion, but it also helps the cut to heal much more quickly. Now, I will say one thing about cuts, about the depth of cuts and the treatment of those cuts at home versus through a doctor or a hospital using stitches, and that is that once the two layers of the skin have separated, if you can see various layers on either side, like skin and then fat inside, you need stitches, because that skin will not knit together without those two ends being joined. But if for run-of-the-mill cuts and scrapes at home, this is really effective to keep around. I've used it on myself and on family members who started to get minor infections, and it also stops the infection. It was part of the People's Republic of China gift to the North Vietnamese army during the Vietnamese Civil War. It's so effective. So let's say that there's a cut right here, and you want to get the Yunnan Paiyao powder on there. It's a little bit unruly because it doesn't absorb liquid that quickly. So I have a few recommendations for how to apply it. So the first thing you need to do is to get the area where the cut is located. You need to get it wet. If it's bleeding, that's enough. That's enough moisture. If it's not bleeding, but there's an abrasion or a cut open, the best thing for you to use is your own saliva. Your own saliva has enzymes which can lyse or kill bacteria, and your own saliva is perfectly safe to use on your own body. If you don't want to use saliva, you can use purified water, or you can boil water, let it cool, and then apply it. So I have some water here. So first we're going to get the area wet. Just a little bit of water is fine. If you have a Q-tip, you can use that. Take the cap off. Yunnan Paiyao vials come with a spoon, a little spoon, but you don't have to use the spoon. You can just sprinkle it from the vial. And I'm just going to sprinkle it from the vial. So when you apply Yunnan Paiyao, it's going to get all over the place and make a huge mess, but that's all right. Just let it be messy. So the area here is moist, and I'm going to sprinkle the powder on, trying not to get it everywhere. Then I'm going to pack it gently with my finger, which is also wet, and you can see that it turns into kind of a mud. And I'm switching fingers so that I don't keep re-wetting the area. Okay, so this is enough. So what you end up with is a moist, packed area of herbal powder where the cut or the abrasion is located, and then dry powder on top of it. That's sufficient. And you can leave that overnight, 12 hours or so, and then change it. And you have to get the powder out of the way so that your bandage can stick, right? And obviously when you're using a bandage, you try not to touch the sterile pad, and you try to use a Band-Aid which is large enough to accommodate the area. Yunnan Paiyao burns a little bit, but that's all right. The burning will calm down after a few minutes, and it should be fine. If you're putting this on a kid, just reassure them that the burning is normal and help them get through that initial period, and usually they forget all about it. So if you have a minor cut that does not need any kind of stitches, or if you have a cut or an abrasion that's starting to get infected, Yunnan Paiyao is a great choice for you to have around.